can you talk to me about how you ended up living on a farm in Georgia? Like what? This is not giving farm girl. This is not.
No. This is definitely not my day to day.
Okay.
I moved to Atlanta to film Stranger Things.
Okay.
And then that was like, that was 10 years ago. So then we filmed Stranger Things there, and my parents didn't want me to stay or live in LA. They didn't want to live in LA. They really wanted to kind of shelter me from the society out here, just because it can be overwhelming for child actors. So they kept me in Georgia, and then I lived with them up until I was 18. But then at that point, I had like 2 dogs in my room and a rabbit, and they were like, no more animals. And I was like, that's going to be a problem. So I ended up moving. I bought a house right next to them. So I have a house next to them in London and a house next to them in Georgia. So I live across the street, but I live on a farm next to them.
Okay, take me through how many animals you now have that you're like, goodbye parents, hello, my own farm. How many animals, and can you name them all?
Yes. I have 25 farm animals. So that's like the goats, Cardi B, Slick Rick, Eminem. I have Frank. I have Betty. Like they're all named. So the donkeys are like bee names. The cows, Barnaby, Bessie. So they're all just like that. I do kind of think like, what name do I? And then I've realized I've named them all after names I actually really like for kids' names. Like, so it's like I am like Winnie, like my dog Winnie. I love that name for a kid. Like I wish but I cannot, because Winnie's truly ruined the name. She's a psycho dog. She's the best dog ever. But you know when you have the dog that's just like emotionally dependent on you?
Yes.
I'm like, I can't now name my child that. I have Winnie. These are my dogs. So now I have 10 dogs.
What?
So 25 animals live outside. Then I have 10 dogs that live inside, 4 cats. And then I have 23 dogs that live outside, but in a sanctuary, in a rescue building that's outside my house that I built to save stray dogs.
How many of these animals are sleeping in bed with you at night?
Okay, so it actually became a problem. It was on Electric State where Jake said, like, no more, like Mill, like it's becoming a real issue. We were like in the car and he was like, I can't anymore. And I was like, this is actually an argument we're going to have right now, because I was like, I love having all of my dogs in bed with me, but when he's away, I have all the dogs in bed with me. But
it's like a party.
But it's only Winnie. Like it's only Winnie in bed, and I'm livid about it. But here we are.
I'm picturing Jake leaving on a trip, and you like whistle, and they all run into your room.
The Rottweiler, the Great Dane, they're all in there.
You have a Great Dane?
I have a Great Dane, Barbie, which I named her Barbie before Barbie was a thing, and everybody was like, "Oh my god, such a cute name!" And I was like, I hopped on that train a lot. But yeah, I love that name so much. But I have to say Barbie to Americans because they go Bobby, and I'm like, no, it's Barbie, and then they're like Bobby, and I'm like Barbie. Oh, it's the most annoying thing ever. So, I have, oh my gosh, an abundance of animals.
I'm obsessed that you have a Great Dane. Like you, like so little, and then you just have this dog that's ginormous. Mm-hmm. I see people online are saying that you're in your trad wife era. What is your take on that?
I get it. Like I understand like why they would say that, because like I am actually like, I have chickens, I get the eggs. Like I know what it looks like from afar, except I could not be, and I did get married young. Like it's all really veering in that direction, except like I am like, you know, I am a really like, you know, I don't know. I love my job. I love being untraditional and unconventional in so many ways of my life. But I don't think like, like me just being, I just think I love being on a farm, and Jake does too. So like that would then make him a trad husband. I don't know.
Oh, I love that for Jake.
You know, like I don't know what that means.
I want to just say also, I was thinking about it. Like I think it also depends on where you're at in your life. Like I was cooking on Sunday. I cooked for my husband. I was like, I am a trad wife through and through because I never cook. So I also think it's like that
I
word
cook every night.
You cook every night?
I cook every night. Yeah, this is the problem. I know.
Oh, you're full trad wife.
I cook every night. I love cooking. Like cooking is like, that's where I find like I can put all my anxiety into cooking, and I'm really good.
What is your go-to dish? What is Jake like? Give it to me now.
I make steak frites. I make paella. I make roast dinner, which is like an English like Thanksgiving dinner, but I make that every Sunday. Yeah, like I do take my cooking very seriously. We do like a Taco Tuesday night. Every Sunday I make what the next week looks like.
She's meal prepping. She's meal prepping.
The only thing I hate going grocery shopping. Like I always send Jake. Like that is something I really can't.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to get to know you a little better today. So I'm going to ask you some questions and you're just going to answer first thing that comes to your mind and then we can discuss.
All right.
If you could be cast into any reality TV show, which would you choose?
The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
No.
I just finished that. I'm obsessed. I cannot with that show.
Picturing you. That is
I know. I just
incredible.
feel like, that show is epic. I just finished Are you a Love Island girlie?
I am so Love Island through and through. And I feel like anytime someone would ask me this, I'm like, shit, I'm married. Yeah. But my answers would always be like Love Island versions. But then I'm like, I'm married. But that's all I watch is like the love ones.
Yeah, I know. And I also think I would be voted out immediately. I'd probably be so boring because I hate drama. So like if I'm I just immediately like retreat. Like I don't.
No, but you're a bombshell.
I'm a blonde bombshell. No, I know. I actually just was in Turks and Caicos with all my friends and we played Love Island, but as if it was like murder mystery. Like we all had different characters. It was so fun. Jake and I like immediately coupled up together. I was like, he was doing an English accent. It was epic. It was so epic. But I was like, that's the closest thing I'll ever get to being in Love Island.
Wait, can we talk about your blonde hair?
Yes.
Are you feeling like this is like an alter ego? Like what's the vibe?
You know what? I've been blonde before. People are like so shocked about it. The only difference, because in Electric State I was blonde, but the only difference is that we did go to like my roots. So I am now like platinum blonde, whereas before I was leaving out quite a lot of like my darkness in there because I'm naturally quite dark. But yeah, I think Jake's like, you look totally different to me, and so does my dad. I sat in the chair for 13 hours getting my hair done, walk into the room, my dad's like, oh. I was like, that is not, no.
Dad, I'm going to do this again.
I know. We're going to do this one more time. And this time I'm going to need a gasp. I'm going to need applause. But no, I just think I look really different to what people are usually seeing me as. But
it's fun.
Yeah, it's so fun. Yeah.
It's so fun. Okay. Sabrina Carpenter arrested you at her Atlanta show.
Yeah.
But if you really went to jail, what do you think it would be for?
Like having too many dogs or something terrible. Like there would be like Millie, it's just too many dogs. No, maybe in like trying to like I have been in situations where if I feel like dogs are being mistreated, like I would steal a dog. Yeah, if I needed to. Like if I felt a dog was being mistreated, I think I'd probably just saving a dog, like in general. That would be what I go. Otherwise, like I am you have no idea. This is what leads back into the trap. I am so like straight and narrow. Like You're
following the rules.
Ever. Yeah, I follow every single rule. I am a rule follower.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
Okay, what is something the Brits do better than Americans?
Gosh, this is interesting. I don't want to get in trouble.
Oh.
I would say I think the banter is just a lot better. I do love America. Like I do like my husband, his friends, my friends here in the States, like, and even Jake's family, like, have great banter. So I'm not taking that. They do have really good banter. And actually, Americans can have quite, like, English banter. But my family is just, it's another level.
We watch it on Love Island.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you watch the difference. US just had its best season yet. It still doesn't compare to the banter.
No, the banter.
The drama is great.
The drama here is so much better. Yeah, but in England, the banter's unmatched.
The banter. Okay, what is something random that pisses you off?
Oh, I mean, what pisses you off? What random are we talking here?
Like, it depends how gossipy we want to get. I'm like, when someone lies to my face, and I can kind of tell when someone's lying.
Same.
Because when they like do that clenched jaw thing where you're like, no, you're fully lying to my face. But I then am bad at being confrontational.
Right. So I'm like, really good at being confrontational.
You are.
See, that's the thing. I don't like drama, but if you like come at me with something, I will confront you, because I just feel like I'm not the kind. If you met my mum, we are not the kind of family that like takes bullshit. Like we will just tell you right then and there. Like, we don't wait a couple days to simmer. We're like, no, this is, you wait. I need
to get so much better at that, because I wait and then I like ruminate on it and I'm thinking about it, and then I'm like,
you question if you're in the wrong. No, you can't have time for that. No time for that. No, you have to be like, no, these are the facts. And also, I never want to forget. You know, when they're like, but what happened? And I forget. I want to know right in the moment. So for me,
that's a good point.
I don't like, maybe what pisses me off, I mean, obviously lying is so annoying.
Yeah.
And I'm an actor, so I can also see when people lie. Like, I can see when people are fibbing. But I would say, gosh, maybe just like when people, but this makes me not just pissed off. This makes me like leave a room. Like, I don't see you really the same. It's like loud slurping, loud chewing, loud anything like that. I cannot bear. Like, it hurts me. It really, really hurts me.
Wait,
it sends shivers down my spine, like that bad.
Oh wait, do you have TikTok?
No.
Oh, good for you. Because I was gonna say, what do you do? Do you ever go on like YouTube where people do eating videos?
No.
No.
I couldn't do that. I mean, I was watching a show the other day. I'm not even gonna say what show it was, but I was watching a show and I was in bed and he was eating and I went, disgusting, put on mute. I couldn't. Jake was like, calm down. I was like, I can't. Why would he eat like that on a show?
Do you get grossed out by your own eating?
No. But this is the problem. I'm deaf in one ear. So when I chew, I can't hear anything else but like, I can't hear anything. So if I'm in a room with someone chewing, I eat something really loud so I can't hear them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you have Jake sit on the side where you can't hear when you're having date night?
No, actually, he already likes to sit next to each other on date night. He doesn't sit opposite.
So you're good.
What about your opposite?
It depends on the seating. Like, if it's a booth situation, I love a corner booth. Yeah. So we can both be in there and we're people watching.
Yes,
and we're like, look at those freaks. Look at that person. They look like they're breaking up. They look like they're in love.
Exactly. I love that.
Sometimes we'll be across from each other. But okay, you're next to each other.
Yeah, no, but I'm not like, I'm just kind of bad enough where like things are just like very, very like muffled underwater to me. I miss a lot of things he says. He calls it selective hearing. I disagree. But I miss like action and cut. Like, I do miss very important things in my life, like, because I can't hear. It's great. I was born with it, and they kind of gave up. She said she's broken.
Let's talk about you growing up. Okay. Obviously you got your big break on Stranger Things. We need a little behind the scenes. You have the biggest fandom. Obviously, people will forever love the show. Can you share like any funny or chaotic story that just like happened behind the scenes that we weren't privy to as fans, that you can just give us a little anything?
I mean, honestly, there was like, as much as it, we grew up on the show and we were so young that like we had so much fun as kids. Like, I will say that like as much as we worked and like our schedules were crazy, us kids, we stuck together like glue. We did everything together. We laughed like all the time. Like, I look back on those memories and we did just have so much fun. Like, Noah and I once, it was season 3, Noah Schnapp, he and I were the youngest, so we stuck together really close because we were silly. Like the other kids, they were older, they weren't like, we were really silly. Like, we would pull faces, make noise, do like the fart jokes. Like, we were the nightmares of the group. And understandably, but we once, all the teachers were on lunch and this is where I wasn't doing a rule following thing. We TP'd the whole classroom and then we hid all of the teachers' computers, like, and then we hid in the closet of the classroom. And when the teachers came in, they couldn't find anything. The other kids were like, what happened in here? They're on the radio like, where's Millie and Noah? We need to get them on set. And we were just hysterical in the closet. And I just look back on those memories and be like, you have to do that. Like, weren't you yes. My husband's like, he used to TP like with his siblings like before, like at Halloween. Like,
yes.
I wasn't doing any of that. I wasn't allowed to. So just like those moments, you look back and you go, oh, we were so silly.
No, that is so cute. Because I agree. It's like, that is the stuff that I was doing around my neighborhood when like kids would be like TPing trees and everyone's like, oh my God, we're going to get in so much trouble.
I know.
It's like,
but then when we came out, the teachers were belly laughing at us and the ADs were rolling their eyes because they're like, of course they would do that. And they took pictures and we took pictures like in the TP'd classroom and all the kids were like, you guys are nuts. And we knew it.
Wait, that's cute. Okay, who on the cast is most likely to make someone laugh during a scene?
Oh gosh. I mean, for me personally, like Winona makes me laugh, like, because she's so wholesome sometimes. Like she makes me chuckle, and she knows she does. Like, so I think her or Noah. Like Noah knows how to get, like Noah knows my weakness, because Noah will like do the silly, we make fun of each other's like poses. So like in Stranger Things, he always does, like, he always feels the Demogorgon, and like he always goes like, and I will do it with him behind the camera to sabotage him, and then he does the same. He'll be like and I'm like, and like we sabotage each other. Like, what can we, like, that's what we do. That, and then like he knows my weaknesses, but they all make me laugh, honestly. Like, I am easily the one to break, for sure.
Cute. Okay, who gives the best advice?
Oh my gosh, Winona.
Who does their own stunts?
Me. I don't know. I don't, like, especially I do my own stunts. I do all of them, yeah.
Who do you think is most likely to have the craziest fan interaction?
Finn. I think Finn is just so, like, he's just so, like, he's so funny, and I feel like his fans also are a little bit more, like, you know, he has a huge following because he's Mike. Like, people love him. Like, I know even so many of my, like, girlfriends growing up were like Finn basically posters on the wall. So I think he probably would have. I do have some weird experiences, but I think him maybe the most. I don't know.
I was gonna say, I feel like you've had, what is like one of your weirder fan interactions that you've had in your life?
One time I had a man bring me at an event a coffin with a doll of me in it. And I was like, oh, so cute.
No, stop. That's like your people pleasing tendency.
I know, because I was like, I'm not gonna, like, I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. And you worked so hard on it. And then he wanted to give it to me, and I was like, no, I'm okay. I don't want to take that with me. So I signed it, and then I gave it back to him.
Millie,
I'm trying to help. You know, I don't want to make him feel bad.
Dude, those are the moments in life where, like, I have so much respect when you watch those videos of like a celebrity getting just like cornered, and in that moment, there's no right way to handle that. No. And probably if someone wasn't being filmed, like a normal person would be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
but you're that? Like, this is so
you worked
thoughtful.
So hard on that. No, I know.
I'm obsessed.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. You obviously had to shave your head the first season. How did you feel about that?
I honestly did not care. Like, and I'm saying that like I really did not care. I didn't have anxiety. I wasn't sad when they shaved it off. I just thought, cool. Like, now this is what I'm doing. Like, I think it started to hit me months and months in, where like, you get at that age where you're 11 now, and you're shaving it consecutively every 3 days, because it cannot grow past a certain length, because we're filming. So continuity wise, you are shaving it. So every time it started to grow and I'd get excited, it'd be we'd shave it again. So I think it became to the point where I was like 11 or 12, where I was like, the boys started liking girls, and I was kind of like, maybe why are boys not liking me? And then I was like, oh, I'm feeling like insecure now. So then I would put wigs on, and I did get really, really like bullied, like in public. People would like make comments and stuff, but I honestly, like, I still to this day like loved the experience, and I would do it again. Like, I always tell Jake, like, for my first baby, I want to shave my hair off. Like, I don't know, I just feel like it was really liberating. Would suggest it for anyone, like any girl.
Wait, so you're saying when you have your first child, you would shave your head?
Yeah.
Like when you have the child, or when you're
maybe right before I'm about to give birth. Like, because I just think like hair is such a ordeal anyway to deal with. Like, why I'm gonna like nurture my child, why like deal with my hair? And I think it's such a liberating experience. Like, to be a woman is and I felt like I had that experience as a girl, but I'd like to have that experience as a woman.
That's pretty incredible that even you saying like you experienced bullying from it, you did it at a young age, but now I feel like to hear someone own something that they were shamed for and made fun of, and be like, oh, I'd do it again. Like, that's how do you think you got though to that point, from being like insecure about it at one point to now wanting to almost like relive the feelings and experience again?
Yeah. I just don't allow like outside noise to influence something that meant so much to me at that time. Like, I did love it. Like, I would go home and my mum and dad like always supported me, always hyped me up, told me I looked amazing, and like, so that it was a fantastic experience. It's when I stepped out my door when I felt like people were making me question if it was looked good or not. Like they didn't infiltrate like my front door. You know, that noise didn't. So for me, like, and I know I'm in a much stronger place now, like that I could deal with that noise. I don't care. Like I deal with it every single day. So for me, I'm like, that's nothing.
Even you talking about that though, Millie, of like starting at 10, then having this experience where people were so fixated on like what you were looking like and your hair, and then you start to mature and become a young woman. And I feel like it was obvious for so long that you were so hypersexualized in media. Everyone was so fascinated as you were growing up.
Yeah.
How do you think that impacted the way that you approached romantic relationships as you started to like become a young woman? Call Her Daddy is brought to you by Tinder. Dating app culture has gotten so complicated. I feel like every week I hear about a new app with new rules. It's time to just go back to our roots, you guys. Tinder is back, and it's easier than ever to put yourself out there. The OG dating app is here for whatever you're looking for: a partner, a date, just a booty call. I see you out there, and Tinder's got you covered. A new relationship starts on Tinder every 3 seconds. Every 3 seconds. You could have 3 boyfriends by now if you were swiping during this ad, okay? And if you do have 3 Tinder boyfriends right now, please report back to me. That sounds messy, and I want all the details. Let's put the fun back into dating apps. Dating isn't supposed to be stressful. Tinder gives you the freedom to meet people your way. So instead of overthinking an opening line, just go and shoot your shot. If you've been looking for a sign to simplify the dating game, this is it. Explore all the possibilities for yourself. Tinder, it starts with a swipe. Download Tinder today. You were so hypersexualized in media. Everyone was so fascinated as you were growing up.
Yeah.
How do you think that impacted the way that you approached romantic relationships as you started to like become a young woman?
Yeah. Honestly, I think it's, again, like my parents put me, like when we lived in Georgia, so I didn't, like when I was like talking to boys, it was usually like either people in the industry or like that's kind of the only way. I didn't go to school. I didn't go to parties. So I didn't meet anyone. It was mostly online. Like that's kind of where I was like, oh, that boy's cute, but like, I don't know, like maybe one day I'll meet him. And then and that's kind of how that happened. It was never like I dropped my coffee and met, a guy. Like that just wasn't the case for me. So I was like kind of, I never got to meet anyone. Everything was very monitored in terms of when I met a boy. I
feel like every time I've sat down with anyone that was a child actor, they talk a lot about like how normalized it was. Like you kind of mentioned, like you're around adults all day. Like you were fortunate to have a pretty big cast of like younger kids, but you're interacting in like a pretty adult way. Like, do you ever look back and be like, oh my God, I became so used to maybe like interactions with adults that weren't as normal for young kids?
100%. I 100% agree with you. Like that's something I actually just talked about it in my Vanity Fair cover, but like for me, I have trouble communicating even still with people my own age, and I'm now 21 and I'm still like, okay, like sometimes I find it hard navigating conversations or finding things in common. And that I know is just due to like my lack of socialization with children. But if you put like a 60-year-old woman in front of me, I could talk for maybe like 4 or 5 hours. Like and I grew up with people over the age of 30 all the time. And now I can have a conversation with, and most of my friends basically are over 25.
Do you find that you are different? Like, even me, like sitting with me, I'm just turned 30, like thinking about you interacting with me versus if you were interacting with like a 6-year-old, do you think you would speak to us differently, or like your vibe changes?
Yeah, no, I definitely think my vibe changes. Like I feel so comfortable talking to you. I have a 30-year-old sister. So we are like very close in the way and I think also that has a lot to do with it. Like I have a 27-year-old brother, a 30-year-old sister. So we have very big age gaps. So I grew up with a lot of adults in the house anyway, but I do have a 12-year-old sister. So I do love kids. I grew up having a baby in the house. So for me, yeah, I do really connect with kids.
Yes,
so
that
it's like really like under 10. It's in between 10 and like 21 that I'm just like, I don't know what to talk to you about, and I'm really scared. I don't have TikTok, so I really don't know what you're talking about. If you're like making a joke about something, that's where I love that. That's where I struggle.
I love that for you though, because you don't need to be on TikTok.
The other day, something was just said. Oh gosh, and my husband was like, Millie, and it's just like the golden white dress. Like I'm just realizing what that is. Like, so that's where I'm at.
I love that for you. I actually think you should stay right there because the shit that fills our brains online, like none of this is useful. None of it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about your relationship.
Okay.
You married Jake Bon Jovi. How did you guys meet?
We met through a mutual friend. My friend was going to college where he was going to college, and I wound up getting his number but never actually called him. I was single and was just kind of like, I'll put it in my phone. I don't even know why I had it in my phone, but I just put it in my phone. She ended up not going to that college, so then they like, we were like all kind of like, I don't know, we wanted them to like be friends, and like I really wanted her to find a group. And then it was 4 months later, and then I just came home from work, and I was in my room, and I thought, I'm just going to cold call people.
Casual.
And, yeah, I was like, I'm so bored. And the first person I cold called was him, and I was like, hi, my name's Millie, and he was like, hi, I'm Jake, and I was like, and the first thing I said, so like gross, I was like, are you single? And he was like, yes. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, where are you? And he was like, I'm at college. And he was at college at the time. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, I'm single too. And he was like, great. Like, and we were friends for a while. Like, we text back and forth and called, and we watched like shows on Zoom and stuff like together. But he did not flirt with me like once. Like, when I tell you, I'm really good when I can sense that, like, had no clue. And I said to my mum, you're going to have to sit in on a conversation I have with him and tell me, are you getting that? Like, because I don't know if he's flirting with me or not. And I went down to my parents after a phone call one night. I said, he's either going to be the maid of honor at my wedding or the groom. I don't know which one it's like. I don't know. He's either going to be my best friend or like my husband. I cannot tell. And she sat in on the conversation and she said, he isn't flirting with you. Like, he isn't. Like, he doesn't show any signs of interest. And he's just so respectful, like, so like, and basically one night I just said to him, I really like you, and I really don't want that to ruin our friendship, because I really like our friendship, but I do really like you, and I just want you to know. And then he was like, wow, you're so bold. And I was like, what do you mean? And then the next day he was like, I really like you too. We should meet. And so we met, and then like the rest is history.
Men?
I know. It took him that long though to be like, yeah, no, I do like you. I was like, wow, you're so bold. Had to fall asleep, wake up the next morning to thinking, oh, he actually despises me, to him being like, no, I do actually really like you.
Like, you falling asleep on Zooms together. Yeah. You're like, I don't need a best friend.
No, I know.
But I'm glad you thought it was all just like platonic at first.
I know.
Like,
but he was like, that's him, like through and through. Like, even like, he's just that kind of guy. Like, he is so friendly, so nice to everyone. He could literally have a conversation with a brick wall. I cannot. So like, I literally like cut to the chase. Do you like me? And he's like, wow, you're so bold. I know he's going to kill me for saying that, but that is like, the truth.
That though is like, what I do love about that is I feel like on the other side, I've spoken to women about their like interactions with a guy at first. And it's like, there's something endearing when a guy is not like the most like aggressive pursuer, because it just feels like you being the one that was like, hello.
Yeah,
it's like,
I know.
Sweet.
I was like, are you seeing what's happening here? We have a great connection. Right. We're good friends. Like, and I knew his favorite color, like favorite food, all the things before I met him. And then when I met him, I walked through the airport, and usually this is a huge ick for me. Like, just like men picking me up from an airport make me feel sick. Like, I refuse. It's just like, I've had bad experiences where they get me flowers and I'm like, I cannot interact with you ever again. It just freaks me out. I just think it's like weird. He picked me up and I was like in love. Like, I was like, oh my God, you've broken the cycle. How have you broken the cycle?
Millie, this is the most random ick I have ever fucking heard from anyone on this show.
You don't see what I'm coming from.
No,
you don't see where I'm coming from.
Actually, I can so see it, though.
Just the standing there waiting. Oh. I can't bear it.
Now in hindsight, I remember back in New York when I dated this guy.
Yeah.
He was there with like his little joggers on and he was just standing. Oh, you're going to vomit. We're both going to throw up.
Did he have flowers?
No,
because if he had...
He had a little sign.
No. Are you kidding me? I would have turned back into TSA and gone, check me, like actually get me a boarding pass, get me on the next plane, never speaking to you ever again. I'm sorry, I can't bear it. A sign? Are you a chauffeur? No. Like actually, no way. No, I can't. I really can't.
It's so accurate though of them standing there. So he fully broke the cycle.
No, he actually did something even worse. He picks me up and spun me around, which again could add to my ick. And I loved every second of it. I was like, loved it. I loved it so much. It was epic. But yeah, no, any other man that did that, I would have got him in a headlock. Yeah, no, absolutely not. So, he broke the cycle, thank God.
Oh my God, Jake, we love that for you.
Yeah, no, I know.
Okay, I heard that the first time then Jake hung out with your family is you went on an RV road trip, all of you together?
Yeah, I know.
What?
My family, if we don't like to fly anywhere, we like to drive. Okay. So we've literally my whole life, we get in a car and we drive. We've driven from LA to Vancouver. We've driven from Florida to LA. Like we do road trips everywhere. So we go to the South a lot. Like that's just like what we do. And it's kind of like his initiation. Like if he can't pass that, then like, you know what I mean? Like if you can't sit in a car and sing songs with my family, like that's going to be a huge issue. So I invited him to on a family road trip. We got in an RV. He had never been in an RV before, which I was like, what do you mean you've never been in an RV? Like, this is my favorite. We got in and he just fit right in. Like my family were like kind of scared. They were like, we're going to traumatize him for basically 16 hours. But he loved it. Like he got out of the gas station, brought us all snacks. We all sung songs. And then from then on, I was like, oh, if my family, my dad, who like, when he first met my dad was driving to pick him up and I was mortified. I couldn't even believe we were all getting in a car together. Like we picked him up from the airport and my dad stopped at the airport, like side pickup. And as Jake's getting in, my dad started driving as he's getting in the car. And I was like, Dad, stop. And he like hopped in and Jake like swung his hair back and was like, hey, Mr. Brown. And closed, so suave. Like it was unbelievable how he like killed it. And I like looked at him. I was like, Dad, like you didn't stop the bloody car. And, yeah, no, Jake killed it. And I remember thinking like, oh, if he's gotten through that, like that's the hard part.
Not your dad being like, you know what? I'm going to keep it fucking moving. I'm going to keep
moving and let's see how you get in.
Also kind of baller that Jake was like, instead of just standing there like, wait, stop the car.
No. He got in and was like, hey, Mr. Brown. And I was like, oh my dear God, get me out of this car. Not only have we picked you up from the airport, you're now meeting my father who hasn't stopped the car, and you have all your luggage that we now have to get in the car while you're moving. I was like, oh, I'm getting hot. And then we got in he walked in the house and my mum was watching The Impossible, like the saddest movie of all time, to which my mum is bawling her eyes out. Jake's like, hi, Mrs. Brown. And my mum's like, call me Kelly. And I was like, oh, this is horrific. No, it was really bad.
And there was
red.
No, thank you for sharing this because I am like physically crying over here.
I know.
The picture that you're painting
is
this like beautiful chaos.
Yeah.
And then the RV trip and is like, you're a part of the family.
Exactly. No, like seriously, my parents, like when he went to bed that night, my parents looked at me and they were like, he is like fantastic. Like we love him. And I was like, really? After everything you've put him through? Yeah, I think he is great. Like, are you joking me?
Wait, was it as crazy when you met his family?
No.
No,
they are so different. They are so like, you know, everything's put together. My they were not watching The Impossible. They did stop the car when they picked me up. Like, it's very different. No, they're just like the sweetest. Like, we had dinner, we talked. I was really nervous to meet them, of course. Like,
of course.
You never know what's going to happen if they're going to like me. But yeah, I'm very like, I don't want to like catfish you. So I'm going to show you who I am, like from the very beginning, So I am crazy and nuts and fun, but like, I think they really liked me at the very beginning. And it was like getting to know each other and really like talking out everything. And I think they saw how much Jake liked me. So I think, they got to see that. Whereas my parents like to be in the relationship and they're very much like, let's all go out together. Let's all go on vacation.
You're like, Mom.
Yeah, I know.
No.
But I do love having them around. Like they are so like,
cute.
My husband will be like, Mill, like, let's go out to dinner with them. And I'm like, we haven't been out to dinner, you and I. They're like, they're so funny. And they get like toothpicks stuck in their teeth at dinner. Like they're those
vibe.
people. Yeah,
Love.
they're those. Yeah.
When did you realize like, okay, I really actually see a future with Jake?
I guess we've been together for 4 years. So I guess maybe like when we moved in together, and I saw like we had dogs together and we were taking care of our animals and we started living this like day-to-day life. I thought, I really don't think I could ever see you like as anything else. Like I don't want to be with anyone else ever again. Like I don't want to date. I don't want to meet anyone. Like I want you. And I think when we started talking about politics and how we want to raise our kids and like we started talking about really, really bigger things that I'd never spoken about. And I'm already very young, so I've never spoken about that with like boys anyway. But to be able to even think about those things, I was like, shit, like, okay, maybe I do want to be with you forever. But I obviously didn't know if he felt that way. Like we talked about marriage, but I didn't know really when it was going to be. And then when he proposed, I was like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like everything aligns. And like his parents got married really young. They're high school sweethearts. My parents got married really young. They got married when they were like, they met when they were 19. So they're just like, their like love stories. So we had just like really young marriages. We had really great role models growing up. Right. So we didn't see any different. We didn't get like jaded by like all the other stuff,
Well, because I feel like I'm sure people have asked you like, oh, like, did you ever consider waiting or were you nervous to get married young? But I think when you grow up and you have like a really good example in front of you of something.
You just don't see anything else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to play Who's More Likely To.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Who is more likely to plan a surprise date night?
Out of Jake and I?
Mm-hmm.
Me.
Really? What's your ideal date night?
Like I filled like the back of a pickup truck with like duvets and like I got snacks and candles and we we watched TV and we talked and I had little picnics. So like that stuff is my vibe. Yeah.
Love. Who is more likely to do something embarrassing in public?
Me.
If you look back, most cringe moment where you're like, do not show me that, whether it's like something we've seen online.
Do you know what?
No.
I'm not embarrassed of anything.
You're not?
I know I don't get embarrassed.
Love.
I know it's really because I don't know if it's like a problem that I really need to take up with my therapist, but like I really don't get embarrassed. Like I'm like, yeah, that's just who I am. Like my parents, again, if I did like stupid shit like as a kid, my parents would just be like laughing. That's Millie. Like never ever took the sparkle of like out of me. So for me, like yeah, like we were on a road trip and we were in Alabama and it was just me and Jake and our friends and I needed a wee. So I just hung out of the car and peed like in a swamp in the middle of Alabama. And our friends were like, what the hell? And I peed in this cup and I emptied it and then the lid was like a pee cup and then we kept it in the car and we called it the pee lid. And like for the whole trip we were just like, don't touch the pee lid. And Jake's like, Millie, like you couldn't have like done anything. Like, we could have stopped. You could have waited. I was like, I'm going to pee in a swamp. I grew up basically peeing in swamps. Like, are you kidding me? Like that's just like on the road trips. Like it's like, you need to pee. Let's go just pee on the side of the road. So like that's kind of what we did. So,
I love that about you.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that about you. So I'm like, I appreciate you sharing this because it's definitely painting a better picture of like who you are behind all the characters that you play.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's more likely to spill a secret?
Me. Jake is like a vault. I am terrible. I tell people, don't tell me. Don't tell me. I'm going to tell people.
What is the craziest rumor you've ever heard about yourself?
Oh, gosh. That maybe I'm pregnant. Like I was caught buying diapers for my lamb. I had a baby like lamb in my bed and I needed diapers for him. So I kept buying diapers for him, but people were taking pictures of me buying diapers and like bottles. And like, I actually tried like pacifiers with him and people were like, Millie Bobby Brown's pregnant. I was like, no, it's my lamb. The next week he grew so big, I had to go get adult diapers. And then they were really confused. They were like, what the hell is going on here?
Millie?
Yeah. So that's the weirdest one because I really had a really good excuse for it.
Only you. Only you. Okay. Who is more likely to apologize first if you guys are like in a little...
Jake.
Jake.
Yeah.
Who's the more sensitive one?
Me. I mean, Jake can be sensitive, but it would have to take a lot for him to be like, feel like that. Like he takes up, like I am obviously like crazy. So I am sensitive when it comes to like I will notice something and I'll be like, you didn't touch my finger. Like when I was sitting on the couch just then, like you hate me. That's it. Okay, got it. Like I understand. Okay, but like when you're just like, it's my period, and he knows it. He's like, you're coming. It's okay, babe. Like he knows. Like I am like a pretty stable part. I go to therapy. Like I try to like regulate my emotions, but when I'm on my period, like no, I see hell.
It's game over.
It is game over for him and me.
Yeah. For him specifically.
For him, yeah, exactly.
Okay, who is more likely to be the life of the party?
Me.
Really?
Yeah. Like Jake has more stamina. So Jake can like last the whole night when it comes to partying. I am good for a good 3 hours. And then I am midnight and I'm like, peace out. Like that's it. Like cannot yeah, it's just really hard. All of our friends, like they went to college, so they can go.
You're like, have you ever played beer pong?
Yeah, and I'm great at it.
Oh, wow.
I just learned beer die.
What is that?
Do you know what beer die is? You know what that is? It's impossible. You have to throw basically dice in the air. It lands on the table. You have to catch it. If it lands in the beer, you got to drink the beer. Like it's a whole thing. But we just played it, and I'm terrible at it. But beer pong is like great.
You're good.
I am good at that.
What did you do for your 21st birthday?
We went to Turks and Caicos with all of our friends.
Oh,
we had just like the best time. Went on a boat, hung out, played mermaids. Do you know what mermaids is?
Wait, is that where you like swim to the bottom of the pool?
It's like when you just swim in the pool and play like house, like mums and dads. But as mermaids, you pick your color, tail.
What?
It's the most pathetic game known to man. But I played it as a child, and I said my dream for my 21st is to play it with all my friends. So all my girlfriends and I, we like picked our tail colors, and we all basically just found our own homes and shells, and we were just like Ariel for. Yeah, a couple hours.
That's why you're glowing. You're like, I got to play mermaids.
Yeah, you didn't?
Clearly not.
Yeah.
Okay, who is more likely to splurge on a big purchase?
My husband.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What is he getting?
Like, he'll just like, if he sees something, like I'll be like, oh, I need socks. And he'll be like, let's go to Prada. And I'm like, let's go to Target. Like, what? Like, he's just like that kind of guy. Like, he loves to go shopping. And he will refuse to pack a suitcase because he likes to go shopping in the place we're going. That's what he does. Whereas I'm like, Amazon basics. Like, I love that. Like that, I never ever, when I do spend money on something, like, I have to call my parents. I have to think about it. Like I go back. I don't just buy it right away.
Right. You're like praying about it. You're like, I need to see if I need this in like a month, and then maybe I'll get it.
Exactly. And I try to help Jake through that, but he does get like buyer's guilt. Like I think so. Like sometimes he'll be like, Mel, I shouldn't have fucking done
I'm sure you're like, you didn't need that.
I'm like, you don't need that, babe. And he's like, I know. Yeah.
Do you remember like when you got your like first big paychecks, obviously from Stranger Things, and you're like, wow, like my life is going to be different now? Do you remember anything that you purchased where you were like stressed about it, but you were like, I'm gonna do this for myself? Call Her Daddy is brought to you by Airbnb. Daddy Gang, I am planning a girls trip currently, and I am so excited because we just booked the perfect Airbnb. I wanted to find a home with 1, a fireplace, 2, a hot tub to just make sure we have the cozy vibes. And then I also wanted it to be dog friendly so that Henry and Bruce obviously can come along and hang out with the girls. I personally love getting a house for girls trips because there is obviously it gives you more space to just stretch out and relax, but also then everyone can have their own beds. And also I want to correct everyone except for me and Lauren, because Lauren and I will always be sleeping in the same bed, slumber party vibes. But having a home for a girls trip means that we can cook dinner all together, and then at night we can stay up late night chatting. It's just nice knowing that we have the whole space to ourselves and a little bit of privacy. I also love staying at Airbnb because when I go to weddings with friends, I've started to do this now. We just get an Airbnb and it means we can all hang out more. I remember I went to my friend Jackie's wedding and we all would come back to our Airbnb after the rehearsal dinner. We sat around, we were catching up for hours. We were literally up till like 3 a.m. And then the morning of Jackie's wedding was perfect because that meant we were able to all go downstairs, make our coffee and get ready together, which is 10 times better than just like being in a room by yourself. Weekends with my friends just go by obviously so fast now that we're adults. We don't get to see each other as much. So I never want to separate from them. For me, Airbnb is the best way to bring long distance friends together and maximize the time that we have. There are so many reasons I love Airbnb, so stay tuned to hear about all of the upcoming trips that I am planning for this year. Do you remember like when you got your like first big paychecks, obviously from Stranger Things, and you're like, wow, like my life is going to be different now? Do you remember anything that you purchased where you were like stressed about it, but you were like, I'm going to do this for myself?
I bought a pair of Chanel sunglasses and my parents were like, you should buy them, like you like them. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, because I really like to be transparent. I grew up with no money, like did not grow up with any money. So like we never owned a house. Like, so I have a bit like, I have like a money like thing, like where I get like, I'm just like very conscious about money. So, and my parents like love, like they say it's important for me to keep that. It's just good to know like about money and, you know, and not splurge. But I remember buying a house like with my parents and being able to do that because for the first time we were able to actually not be like scared about renting and like the landlords and, you know, like usually like the dog shit on the carpet and when we have to then hide it from the landlords and all that, you know, we're a crazy family. So we usually always lost the deposit on a rental. So it was nice to just buy a house and be like, let's paint the walls. Like, you know, it was really nice.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. You got married around the same time that I did last year.
Yes.
I remember like seeing your photos.
Yes, I remember seeing yours.
No, you looked so stunning.
Thank you.
I am so happy for you. And I am
so happy for you.
And
I listened to you before you met Matt. So like, I felt like, and I'm sure like listeners feel the same way, just like you going through that love story and seeing you fall in love and like you were so like, you know, like afraid and like to fall in love and like that and to see you happy just makes my heart so happy.
Sweet. Thank you. I remember like the first day I told the daddy gang that I had a boyfriend. I was like gonna vomit. I remember calling my mom being like, what if they're mad at me? Like I'm not doing the single days anymore.
No.
She was like, I think they're gonna be ready for it, Alex. Like you've given them enough of how to like be single. Now let's show them maybe if you can do a relationship.
You have ample experiences of like that, you know, like, and you have guests that are able to go like talk about that, but like you being in love is so important.
Thank you.
And like yours, you know, your journey is priority.
Thank you. Let's talk about your wedding.
Okay.
1 to 10.
Yeah.
How bridezilla were you?
Okay. Hold on. I think that I was good. I didn't stress. I wasn't stressing. I'm just a planner. So like, I'm not like yelling at people or anything. Like I'm not bridezilla, but like I knew every second of that schedule. Like every second. Like I apparently... Which I don't really remember this because I think I blacked out right before I walked down the aisle. But I apparently, like, I knew the second of the song that people would go down the aisle to. So I had a really big wedding party. And I knew that right before I would go, okay, you guys go. And I knew the second that the song would go, right? So I'd go, you guys go, you guys go. Like I was ready because they were walking down the aisle. And I had forgotten to put my veil on. I'd forgotten all. So by the time that everybody went, I went, oh shit. And my dad went, Millie, it's your turn. And I was like, it's my turn. And like, I put my veil on and I was like, oh my God, now I've got to cue myself. And like, that's like the AD in me, like to be like, I have to be. So and Jake said at the end of the aisle, he saw my arms waving around, trying to like make sure everything was perfect. Were you like that? No.
Not at all. And this is so beautiful to hear this though, because first of all, picturing you back there, I already now like getting to know you more. You're like 1, 2, I'm like 3. You're so cute in. That you're like almost like directing.
It's the actor in me. Right. I cannot help it, but like make sure everything's perfect. And Jake literally like after in our like on our honeymoon, Jake was like, you're gonna have a come down, like because every single day I'd have meetings and I would like to the point where like I had everything engraved, everything thought about. And so, yeah, I think for me, like after it happened, like after the wedding, did you have like a really bad kind of come down?
I did. I think like I had it a little different in the sense that like I wasn't as into the planning, but then when I got there, it was truly one of the most magical weekends of my life. And like everything fell into place. It was so perfect. And I hate even saying those words because I was the person on my show being like, don't stress about your wedding. And then I got there and I was like, this is incredible.
Yeah.
Like everything you've built with this person, and not just this person, with your family is coming together. Like there's just this like aura around you that is so indescribable.
I know.
Because when you go to other people's weddings, not to be a dick, but like you don't really care when you're there. You're like, I'll have a drink, I'll sit here.
I know.
The vows are cute, you're crying, but you're not that. When it's yours,
no, it's a different feeling.
So I had the come down of just like, whoa. Yeah. I wish I could go back and get like be in it even
it's
more.
lightning in a bottle. Like the feeling is unmatched. Like I will say, as much as I did like control every factor of it, I enjoyed, like, I remember everything about the ceremony, the vows. Like I remember the feeling. I remember like not caring. Like, you know, my guests were stood up for like the most of our ceremony because like we forgot to tell them to sit down. So like, and even that, I'm like, I just don't care. Like I love it. Like it's just part of it. It's the story you get to tell. Like and after I let the reins go and I was like, I'm whatever happens now is just fun.
Didn't you feel that once you do the vows and the ceremony? Yeah, done.
First dance, I did get a little bit. Did you do a first dance?
Okay, I didn't do a first dance because I was like, I have 2 left feet. I don't want to do this. So we did a first shot where we got everyone a shot. But wait, what did you dance to?
So we did a 6-minute choreographed routine.
Millie?
I know. This is also and I can't believe Jake actually did it. We did a Grease medley. So it started with You're the One That I Want. It went into Summer Nights. It went into We Stick Together. Like we did, it was a medley of Grease. We dressed as like Sandy and
you didn't.
Danny. Yeah, it was epic. It was like unbelievable. People could not believe what they were hearing. And that was the only thing that I looked at Jake and I was like, if you let me down on this, like we have been practicing for a year and a half. Like, and we went to dance lessons like that. It was very, very strict for me. I've always wanted to do that. I was like, I'm either like going to do that or I'm going to dance down the aisle. So it's you choosing. And Jake was like, okay, we'll do the other one. But he loved it. He absolutely loved it.
How did
like,
it go?
He got into it. Oh, we did not miss one beat. Like it was, and after, you know, practicing for a year and a half, I thought, wow. And it was really, and I don't regret that one bit. Like everyone was like, it was like we put on a show, and it's like, he also is an actor. So we just loved being able to like do that for everyone and perform.
That is so iconic to think of you guys doing that together. I'm like, but that's the beauty of having these moments in weddings where it's like, you have to make it what you want it to be. And you can't go on just Pinterest and actually try to replicate exactly what someone else did, because it's like, what have you dreamt of? Or what do you want? And that 100%. Moment for you guys, no one's ever going to do that. And if they do, it's because they're copying you, and it's like, that was your original moment.
Yeah.
Okay, I saw that Bon Jovi didn't perform. Did he at least get like, do you want to do it? Or was he like, no, I don't want to do it?
No, honestly, like he had so much fun. He definitely danced the night away. Like we had moments where we danced. Jake's mum is such a dancer. Like she,
really?
Oh yeah, she's like, yeah, she loves it. Like so we danced the night away. Honestly, like I am so happy that he was just able to be like the father of like the groom, you know, and I was really happy for that.
Okay, wait. What was the most traditional and non-traditional thing you did?
Non-traditional thing, both of my parents walked me down the aisle.
Cute.
Traditional. Oh, non-traditional. We stayed in the same bed the night before.
So did we.
Yeah,
so did we.
I can't.
I was like, I can't do this thing.
I'm already anxious enough. Why would I put myself through
Imagine
that?
being in bed by yourself, like
staring at the wall, being
wonder
like,
what Jake's doing.
Yeah, wonder what he's doing. FaceTiming him, he's doing a Zoom watch on the TV show. No, I was like, I can't do that. Like we did say we might try, and then we ended up not doing it. The most traditional, I guess, cut the cake. Okay. Like did you do a cake?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's very traditional. Like I'm planning my older sister's wedding now.
Oh my God, you're back at it again already?
Yeah, I know, I love it.
So good.
And she's like, I don't want to cut a cake, and I'm like, I keep telling her like, Paige, like, it was one of my favorite parts of my wedding was cutting my cake.
Was it really?
Think?
I definitely.
Did you feed it to each other and do the whole thing?
We did. It was very special. And I actually liked it because our moment, we kind of did it on the side where when everyone was doing their own thing, we kind of didn't do it in front of people.
Oh, cute.
So we were by ourselves. And I think it was another like touch base moment to just be like private and alone for 2 seconds. Cause you know, when you're there, it is just balls to the wall. Yeah. Everyone's in and it's so fun. But we tried to find little moments we were alone and we ended up doing it alone. It was really cute.
Oh, that's lovely.
Wait, did you guys write your own vows?
Yeah. Mine were like 6 minutes. No. Like mine were, people were like, when's it gonna end? I'm an actor. I cannot help it. I had to say everything.
You're like, end again.
And I was like, and one more thing.
I'm obsessed.
And Ray performed at my wedding. And she performed at Tamore while we were cutting the cake. So I do think it was a moment. Like, but I do like, and she performed her music, like Frank Sinatra. It was like beautiful, very Italian.
I am so happy for you. Like, I just love talking now about weddings because obviously I saw your pictures. You guys look so happy. It's so fun to just like talk about all the girly things.
I know.
We're here because you have a new movie.
Yes.
First of all, just congratulations. Obviously, The Electric State. Can you tell me just like about the process, why you loved this project? Like, what was it about this that you were like, I need to be a part of this and I want to be a part of it?
Well, the directors, the Russo brothers, I had met them when I was young. They came on to Stranger Things. Like, they are obviously legendary directors. And I already work with brothers on Stranger Things, the Duffer brothers. So, and they're twins, but the Russos are just brothers. But it was really interesting because we got to see those, like, they are very similar in the way that they work. And they came on to watch Stranger Things. And then I actually I went on to Avengers to watch them film Endgame. And I sat next to them, watched them direct. And I remember thinking to myself, my dream is to work with them. So when they brought me this project, honestly, it could have been anything. I would have taken it. But the fact that it was Electric State just made it all the better. Like, it was the most original concept I have ever heard of. It was 90s themed, futuristic, such a beautiful messaging behind technology versus reality. And the character, I had never played anyone like her before. And I just thought, like, you know, this is fantastic. And then when I heard that Chris Pratt was obviously going to work alongside me, I have heard such amazing things about working with him. And I thought, like, you know, that's a huge factor of, like, you know, who am I going to work with for the next 4 or 5 months? Like, and what kind of energy are they going to bring every day? And let me tell you, that man brought the best energy every day. Never had a bad day. And I'm like, he never had a bad day. He came to set, made everyone smile, made everyone feel important, knows everyone's name, like just like a pro, like an expert at his craft.
That is so nice because I feel like every time in this industry, you're like waiting to meet someone. Yeah. And you're like, I hope.
Have you ever met someone where you go,
yes,
wow, it's such a letdown, isn't it? I know.
Because you're so hopeful. And then sometimes it's the ones where you're like, wait, I didn't expect this.
Just tell me, have they been on the show?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's all I want to know.
You're like, thank you. I'm going to go back and listen. No, but that's really good to know that you had a good
Oh my
vibe.
God. No, it's wonderful. It's such a great experience.
You tend to now, like, I feel like play these really adventurous hero characters.
Yeah.
Why do you think you've been gravitating towards that in your career?
I think there's enough like men heroes out there. Like, I feel like we've seen enough. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I love that for them. Love that for them. But I feel like we need young girls to be able to see heroes as females and to be able to feel like, you know, we're able to save the world too. And it's bigger messaging on girls being able to be decision makers, be in politics, you know, change the world for the better. So why not see heroes on screen that they can resonate with? Of course, like, I want to branch out and work on different things. But for me, there is a must in that. If a young girl is watching, how will she feel watching this? Will she feel empowered? Will she feel like she can kind of move forward in a really inspired way? And so for me, like, yeah, everything I've done thus far feels that, and Electric State definitely feels that.
I like love hearing you say that because I think sometimes it's lost on people when actors take roles. They must sometimes just be like, oh, the paycheck was right or the cast was there. And the fact that you are like intentionally seeking out moments in your career and recognizing like, oh, this is like an opportunity for like a greater conversation.
Yeah.
I feel like people do look at you like that, Millie, where people are like, wow, you have such a presence on screen.
Thank you.
But then the undertones of the characters you're playing have such a presence for women, which is like not easy to do. Yeah. So thank you for just like picking these great characters.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Who is your ultimate, moving forward in life, who's your ultimate dream co-star?
Margot Robbie.
Oh my God. Can you imagine?
I would just love to work with her.
I'm ready to buy the ticket.
Yeah, no, I would love to work with her. I think she's just like, she's a pro. Like she too just feels like she made me like when I watch her, I feel inspired because I feel like she's like, she leads her movies with, you know, drive, with this sense of like feeling like a badass. And like, yeah, she works alongside men, but I can't keep my eyes off of her. So I think that's like, that's huge. I would love to work with her. Obviously, like, Meryl Streep, like, that would be.
Have you met Margot?
I have never met Margot. I've met Meryl Streep, which was also like blacked out, that kind of
when I met Margot, I was like, you're even better in person.
Really?
She's the most normal, down to earth, cool, like everything about her. I was like, oh my God. Even better.
I know.
So whenever you meet her, you're going to just be like,
Alex told me about you.
And whenever I meet Meryl, I'm gonna be like, Millie told me about you.
Like when she was 13.
Okay, last question.
Yeah.
What do you wish more people knew about you?
I guess, I think that the press, they do, like they love to go in on me sometimes with certain things. Like, I know that obviously people say that I look a lot older. Like, that's like a thing that I get a lot. Is like, oh my God, she looks like 40. And I'm like, well, yeah, you did meet me when I was 10. So I'd understand. Now I'm 21. It's been 10 years. She grows. My face like grew. I don't know what do you want me to do about that? That and like my accent thing. And like, I think people like to pick on certain things that I say and do. And I think, obviously, I don't want that for any person growing up in the industry, but it really actually doesn't bother me. Like, and I wish I could be like, you know what, it does get to me. Like, it used to get to me. Yeah. It did. I grew up feeling really, really, it got to me. And I remember trying to change myself to please the masses. And actually now I'm in a place where like, yeah, like my accent does change. My face does grow. Like I do wear a lot of makeup. Like it's just the kind of person I am. I like that. Like it's fun for me. And like, you're not going to tell me how to be a girl. Like you're not going to tell me how to be a woman. Like that is not the world I live in. It could be the world you live in. It's just not the world I've built for myself. So I think like, yeah, I think that's what people don't know about me in terms of like what they say and the outside noise really doesn't faze me.
I appreciate you sharing that though, because it does humanize you even more. Of like, I think sometimes people just really don't understand the actual level of scrutiny that women go through compared to men. And it's just like an obvious of like, even I'm sure some of your co-stars, like I have other men in the industry that like I'm compared to and I'm like, they've never experienced certain things that like, it's just a different level, especially like you're right. We literally met you on screen when you were 10 years old.
Yeah.
I think there's like a hyper fixation on you that as a human being, as a young woman, like it's so much pressure. Yeah. And I'm so happy that yes, you're saying like you've gotten to a point where it doesn't affect you, but it still doesn't mean it should happen.
No, absolutely. I mean? It should never be okay. I feel like, when that stuff comes out about me or about other women and other young girls in the industry, I'm disgusted. Like, I can't believe it still happens. And if I can do anything to change it, like I would. Like if I always say like if I had a genie wish, like I really would wish that no one ever had to go through that kind of scrutiny, because it changes the kind of person you like are. Like it changes the way you perceive the world, and like you see the bad in everyone, you don't see the good. You're like, what are your intentions? What are you going to say about me? And I think the press just need to be taught manners again. And I think like they need to go back to school and learn how to speak to people, be kind, and just understand that we're all growing people. We all make mistakes, and ultimately like the standards and stigmatism or the stigmas against girls, it's ridiculous, especially I feel in Hollywood. Just like I've seen it a lot, in the world, but in Hollywood I see it with young actors, and it can jade you and it can make you so different. And I hope no one ever has to go through that.
No, I know like we've now like obviously we're at time, but I just wanted to say like yes. Like we could do a whole fucking episode about that together at one point in our careers of just like, it's wild. So I thank you though for like coming and speaking today with me, because this was so fun.
So fun.
You are so fun. I'm thinking about like Jake has to now listen to this in bed.
My God.
Wait, would you ever watch this back or no? Are you going to be like, don't show me what I said?
I actually think I will, because I want to. Yeah, it's so fun, and I want to watch Jake listen to the stories I've told.
They're good. That was tea.
It was tea.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much.
Oh my God.
Thank you.